why we do it. And let's see. And it's also one of the first time I try to go both live on YouTube. So let me see. Let's get it started. It's taking its time. Bear with me.
Is it a real background, Rosaria, on your side?
Yeah, it's my real office. It is my real office with all my paintings and stuff and a lot of stuff. It is. So I think sometimes I get, yeah, it's distracting, but I also love it. It's my way of passing on the colors to the people I talk with. Okay, so I'm also going to introduce me, because I'm not sure, Ivan, that you know who I am. And it's like, Nina dragged you in here. It's like, what are we doing here? So, and also for the life, basically, I'm Rosaria. I'm originally Italian. I'm really a little Italian. And yeah, I'm characterized by a lot of this energy, enthusiasm, and passion, which I bring into business with customer experience and with happiness. And most lately, I really did a lot of analysis and research on happiness. I wrote the book Yellow Goldfish that you see in the background, where we looked at the 9 factors of happiness, and we say that health, play, smile are great ways. But back then, I didn't know also about the power of laughter and laughter yoga. So when talking about the power of smile and laughter, I thought we have to look at comedies, we have to go out with friends, we have to find ways to actually laugh, because it's really beneficial for our system. But I didn't know back then that we can also choose to laugh as a physical exercise. And that's where my discovery of laughter yoga started. And now that I know about laughter yoga, in addition to bring it into all of the trainings and master classes that I do, and in dedicated session in companies like we did with Nina and your team back in May, I think already May, June. I also do this sometimes monthly, sometimes weekly. I'm trying to get more consistent myself as well. It's just free moments in the end of the week to just allow everyone to join in, get familiar with laughter yoga, and also kind of start to create also a movement where we build a community in which we just laugh weekly. Why? Because of the idea behind laughter is the following. So laughter yoga is the idea of laughing as a physical exercise. It's just as a practice. And it was invented from Dr. Kataria in 95, which had this intuition that he was a doctor, he's a doctor still. He knew that laughter was beneficial. And he thought, why can't we not laugh as a physical exercise? And it's based on the scientific fact that our body cannot differentiate between fake laughter and real laughter. So if you laugh for at least 10 minutes, you get the same benefits of whether it's a real laughter or a fake laughter. And the great thing is that once you start laughing, even though you might have to make it happen at the beginning, then it just becomes spontaneous, especially when you laugh with more people, because then we activate the mirror neurons. So at the beginning, it's pretty awkward. I can tell you, at the beginning, I was also like, but then once it frees up, because at the end, laughter is really a physiological effect. But once you free up your laugh, you will find that you end up laughing more, even in your daily situation. Even when you look at the comedy, normally you would laugh for 1 minute, then you're able to prolong the laughter. So that's a bit the idea. And every time I share some different benefits. The main thing here, and also one of the reasons why it's called yoga, is only because it's a breathing also exercise. We don't do any strange poses. It's just that we breathe in, and when we breathe out, we laugh. And that is the reason why the word yoga comes with it, just because it's a form of laughter. And maybe a couple of more things is that the most benefits you get when you laugh for at least 10 minutes of continuous laughter, because that's the time that is required for our chemicals of happiness, dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, and endorphin, or the joy cocktail, to get activated. So that's why in those live, which are about 15 to 20 minutes, sometimes gets to 25, I try to keep the theory part, explanation part to the first 5-6 minutes, so that then we can get really the main 10 minutes, 15 minutes of real laughter. And as of this week, I added this idea of bringing in the chakras and the colors. Why? Because, so I became a laughter yoga teacher last year in August. with a group of other 15 trainers. We met in Italy, we had a wonderful time together, and then we kept in touch. And I laugh with them every single morning at 7:30. So I start my day at 7:30 with 10-15 minutes of laughter via Zoom. And then we made a retreat in September where we came together and we had to self-organize the agenda. We thought, well, what are we going to do? We did a number of activities, among which drumming, which is another fantastic thing I discovered. But the other one that we did was, let's investigate the chakras and the colors. What's the impact on us? And can we build laughter exercises around the chakra? So that's how this chakra idea now started. And I thought, okay, I've learned new things. Let's bring them into those weekly elements. So I don't know if you girls are already familiar with the chakras. Do you know what the chakras are? So
very high level I have heard, but no, not really.
Yeah, so it's basically the tradition of the chakra. It's 1,000 years old, and it was invented also in India. And the basic behind it is that back then people didn't know much about or anything about science, so they start to create things intuitively about how our body function. And chakra in Sanskrit means will, and it really represents the will of energy in our body. And it basically refers to our energy centers. And we have 7 energy centers in our body, which are connected to different organs and to different colors. So the idea is that now every week I'll explore one. So today, the first one, it's the root chakra, also called Muladhara. That is really in the bottom, like at our beginning of our spinal cord, or our sacral. And it's called the root chakra. So the elements and the organs with which it relates are all of our reproduction system. And it's also the chakra which takes care of our survival. So because reproduction is also our way to exist and to survive, and it's our way to be grounded. So the idea is that by looking at the color red, wearing the color red, you can take care of this chakra. When this chakra is open and flowing, because again, at least in the yogic tradition, they're seen as energy center. What happens is that you feel grounded, you feel strong in your position, so you feel more confident. And when instead this chakra is blocked, you have elements of anger, insecurity, you can even have health issue. So here I'm giving you really just the extract. So the idea is now the various laughter exercises we are gonna do are gonna be in a playful way, activating this chakra. So without any more blah, 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 the one quick check-in that I do for you right now is, what's the energy level that you feel right now? If you look at your energy, mood, optimism, how do you feel on a scale from 0, not good at all, 10, the best that I could feel? So if you put everything together, energy, enthusiasm, mood, stress, calm, you can either share it in the chat or by voice, whatever you prefer. Just take a mental note of that number. And then how much do you feel the energy of red on a scale from 0 to 10? If you feel like how much is red present and red energy for you right now. You have it. That's good. We'll see at the end. Okay, and now with any further blah, 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 we're gonna get started. And how do we start always in a laughter yoga session? We just start by clapping our hands. So you can just starting by clapping. And the reason why we clap our hands is because that activates our meridians, so again linked to our body, but also it starts to bring out our child-like playfulness in us. And then we add a rhythm to it, which is 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. And like you can see, I totally have no rhythm in me, but I tried. And quicker. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Yeah. And then we add the sound ho, ho, ha, ha, ha. Why? Because it has to be the H very aspirated because it activates the diaphragm. So you go ho, ho, ha, ha, ha. And this time, to connect it also to our groundness and root chakra, you're gonna stamp your feet while you do that, okay? So we go ho, ho, ha, 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 ho, ho, ha, ho, ho. And then we have this how do you call it, break type of laughter all the time when we do laughter yoga, which is very well, yeah. So you go very well, yeah. And that also has all sorts of reason, and it anchors. And the more you do it, the more every time you will say very well in whatever situation, it will bring a laughter to your face and reminds you of also of those moments. And the one link then again to the first root is that instead of saying very well, yeah, we say very grounded, and then we do who, like bringing the energy to the ground. So we go very grounded, who, very grounded, who. Okay, and then we start, before going into pure laughter, we do a couple of breathing exercise. So what we do it connected again to the energy of red. So we do, and I first always show you, and then we do it together. So we breathe in, and we breathe in as much red energy. Imagine red, we imagine fruits, anything that you can think of in the color red. Then we hold the breath, and then when we breathe out red, and we laugh. Ready, steady, go. So we go. Hold. And when you're gonna do it anymore, you just laugh. So we do it 3 times. You can do it on your timing, because some people can hold more. I can't hold too much. So once more. Hold your red.
I was trying to find something red on my mobile.
And one more of those breathing. And then we can start to do the laughter. The first laughter we can think of the strawberry laughter. So we imagine that we need to grow strawberries. So a lot of those laughter, we charge them up by going first and then we laugh. So for the strawberry laughter, we imagine that we first prepare the ground. So with our hands, we imagine that we are making a little hole to put in the seeds of the strawberries. Then we put in the seeds of the strawberries, and then we nurture it with water. And then when we see that finally it's sprouting, we are all surprised and we laugh. You ready? Ivan, how are you doing? It's like for you, it's like what is she building on? It's a lot of fantasy and imagination in doing all of this. Ready, steady, go. So we go like put in the seed, put in the water,
I just also imagine that for the winter you put some like shredded wood to keep the strawberry warm for the winter. That's what I imagine. Some putting more.
Yeah, it's like you take care of the ground. And now we imagine that we are suddenly in April, May already, and those strawberries are all ready to be picked, to be harvested. So you see all those red strawberries in front of you. So what we're gonna do, we are gonna collect them. We are gonna smell them, and then we're gonna eat them, and then we're gonna laugh because they taste so good. And you imagine tasting those super lekker strawberries in your mouth. Ready, steady, go. We go. And again. And then one more, we imagine, because again it's connected to the art. The next, it's the tree laughter. So you can imagine that you're a tree. So with the first we are a tree that we are grounding and getting all our roots in the ground. With the second day, we are growing up, reaching up. With the third A, we stretch, and then we laugh because we are releasing over all our fruits to whoever wants to enjoy them. Ready? So we go.
That's fun.
Very well. Yay! Very well.
Very well.
Yay!
Thank you for going along so far. For you, Ivana, I know that the first time is always like, what did they bring me into? So at this point, because the root chakra is also linked to anger, to anxiety, to fear, and one of the affirmation to open up would be, with every breath, I release all the anxiety and fear. One of the laughter we can do here is what we call the freedom laughter. So you imagine that all your worries, all your anxiety, all your fear, they're like chain that are blocking you. So you imagine those chain, you fight against those chain, and with the last you break the chain, and then you laugh because you're free of all of your anxiety, fear, any chain that you may have. Ready? Steady, go. So we go like, and you can throw on the floor all of those worries and you stamp on them. Very well. And one more, if you still think that there are also some thoughts in your mind that feel like they are blocking you or not letting all of your energy flow and worries, you can imagine that your hands are like magnets that get all of those thoughts away. So we go like then together and then again we throw them all on the floor. Ready, steady, go. Oh. And then because it's Friday, what we do every morning, we do a shaker. So we take a shaker and we put in the shaker all the ingredients of which we have need during the day. So whatever that is, if sometimes it's patience, sometimes it's lightness, sometimes it's courage. So I'm gonna have you do the weekend shaker. What is that you need for this weekend? So I'll give you an example, and then so we put in, all three of us are gonna put some ingredients in, and then when we have finished it, we close it, we shake it, and we drink it, so that we have enough for the whole weekend. So I am gonna put in some calm, some switch off for my thoughts, relax, and some fun. And I also have to do a lot of cleaning because we did some rebuilding, so there is also a lot of cleaning that has to go in there. What about you, Nina? What do you put in?
I'm putting in some energy. I'm putting in some laughter as well, some friendships, because I'm going out with some friends for dinner. And I'm putting in some patience for certain situations at home. Yeah.
Ivana?
I'm putting in some calm and also energy because I also need to do cleaning. So also energy to do the regular like shopping and what I need to do to keep it up in the pace of life. And also I put some fun too. Yes, and yeah, if I can, some positivity and then laughter with friends, more laughter with friends and people around.
Great. And then we close it. We go like, we shake it, and then we drink it. You can also imagine you shower with it. Yeah. And then what we also always do at the end, we do the well done laughter. So we go 1A, and also we link it to, we do 1A for each other because you all showed up to be here. We do 1A for all the teachers and people that have been part of our personal growth. And then the final A is for ourselves, for having taken the time. And then we virtually hug and laugh. Ready, steady, go. And then, since with the laughter you get a lot of energy up, we always close with a moment of relaxation. And sometimes there is a breathing exercise, sometimes can be yoga nidra. It can be as extended as possible. In those short sessions, I normally just do the humming because it's the quickest thing and very simple, and you can do it anytime. I don't know if you both know the humming already. When you hum, you breathe in, and when you breathe out, you just do mm. But in this case, because of the root chakra, we do it with the sound lam, because that's the sound linked to the activation of the root chakra. So you breathe in, and then you starting with lam. Ready? And we repeat it 3 times in your own timing. Ready, steady, go. Lam. 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 And now I have one very final thing for you before we close. So I have 7 cards in front of me. So if you tell me a number, I'll tell you what's the message on that card for you from the root chakra. So who wants to start? There are 7 cards. So if you tell me a number 1 to 7, I'll tell you what that card is.
For me, 3.
3?
Yeah.
So the number 3 says safety. And behind it, I'll read you what's written. So it's the affirmation is, I am safe. And it says, I let go of the need for protection when I realized I'm safe. I trust my instincts and inner guidance to help navigate me through life's twists and turns. I can cope with adversity because I'm always there for myself in loving and supportive ways. And those are some of the affirmations also of the root chakra. Ivana, do you want to have a go-to?
A 2.
Number 2 is the physical body. The affirmation is, I exist. And what it says is, I celebrate my physical body and recognize it as a wondrous vessel through which I see, feel, hear, touch, smell, and taste. I connect fully with my physical existence on this earthly plane. I breathe life force into my body and I nourish it with good food. I love and accept my body.
Wow.
So now the final questions are, how do you feel now? If you look at all of your energy, enthusiasm, calm, mood, what's your score between 0 and 10? That's nice. See, it gives you a little bit more. And what about the color red? Do you feel a bit more red in you?
I only have the red from you, from the screen.
We're gonna get started. So that was it for today. You see, we keep it between 15 and 25 minutes. We just went, or maybe it's gonna be half an hour when we get talking. And yeah, next week we're gonna do orange, yellow. So we're gonna do all of the 7 colors of the chakras. So I look forward to see you again if you want to join again.
Thank you very much, Rosaria.
And I'll see you next week. Thank
you.
you. And take care,
Bye.
Ivana. Good recovery.
Nina, thank you so much for inviting me. Thank you, Rosaria.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Enjoy.
And this was the Laugherzoom on the red chakra for today. If you want to join us live next time, do go to wownow.eu/Laugherzoom so that you can sign up and join us directly and laugh with us. And I wanted to say something more. What did I want to say? Oh, yes. Yes, and additionally, you can also subscribe to my channel on YouTube or check out my website, wownow.eu, or call me in for doing those sessions dedicated to your team as a team event or as a program with even more knowledge sharing than the little things that you saw today. That was all for today. Happy weekend, and keep smiling and start laughing. Ciao.